Hello friends, welcome back. It's definitely been a while. Today is Saturday and I'm just cruising out to meet some friends. Yeah, I've been away. I have lots of family over during New Year's, Christmas time, so haven't had enough time to get out to record anything for you. Last we're talking about the RT. Is it an old man's bike? I think the general consensus is everybody's bike, but I have read somewhere, and it kind of makes sense, that usually if you're an older person, you would have more money saved up or have the ability to buy an RT maybe. I think if you're a 20-year-old in college or out of college type of thing, I don't think a brand new RT is the bike you'd be going for. There's plenty of second-hand RTs out there. I think in the previous comments there was a fellow with a K1600 and he's about half my age, and that's amazing. K1600 looks like an awesome bike. I'd love to ride one day. So I think it's every man's bike. I guess the bike you have is whatever the bike you can get at the time, right? So yeah, what happened? Well, I've been away, I've been holidays, just got back from New Zealand. A couple of months ago, first time in a long time, I dropped my bike. I dropped the old RT in the car park, in the slow speed maneuver. Wasn't even riding it, fell over. Wasn't too bad. The bike, she's pretty good. The bike's fine. A little few scratches on the right side on the cylinder head. I'll maybe put some photos somewhere here. And the old panniers took a little bit of a scratching as well. So basically I was just maneuvering the bike out of a car spot, reversing out. I just wasn't paying attention and I ended up off camber and different elevations. So front wheel was higher, rear wheel was lower, put it through the tipping point and off she went. I knew I wasn't going to save it, so I tried to step out of the way best I could. Did okay, but as the bike fell to the right, and on its way up, the left foot peg grazed my left calf. And at the time when it dropped, I was actually laughing. It was quite funny because it actually happened again. As it grazed my calf, I didn't notice it. So a few days later, I'll show you some really gnarly photos. A bruise started appearing, and the bruise started getting bigger, thicker, and kept getting bigger, and blood started to appear and pool in my ankle. It was pretty gnarly for a little drop like that too. I didn't even feel it. I still have a bit of a knot on my left calf that still hasn't healed, and that's about 2 months ago now. Bound to happen. She's a heavy bike, 279 laden with fuel and oil, I believe. 279. Lesson learned, just be careful maneuvering. I'm 5'7". I have the seat in the highest position because it just gives me better geometry with my knees, with the seat to peg height. That just made it a little bit harder. Can flat foot if I'm off the seat a little bit, or mostly on the ball. But sometimes, depending on the road, I'll get up to tippy toes as well, just to tip the boots type of thing. She can get away from you pretty quick. I couldn't gas out of it because there's cars in front of me. If it's stationary and there's plenty of space, I had my motor running when I was maneuvering it. Any other time, I would have just been able to gas my way out of it. But since then, I've been riding as much as I can, getting on the road. Today's overcast, but it's a pretty lovely day. Not like the last 2 days we've had here in Sydney. In Penrith we got to around about 40 degrees, and I basically cooked myself. It's 38, 40 degrees, 2 days consecutive, but I'm still out on the road. Today's much nicer. It's 27, bit of overcast, nice and cool. Going back to my dilemma, what bike should I get next? I'm still having a hard time justifying getting rid of this bike. My next plan of attack is maybe getting a supplemental bike, maybe a Saturday weekender kind of bike. RT, she's going to stay as my touring, my everyday commuter. Even commuting is like fine with this thing. But I think if I got my supplementary bike or a secondary bike, I think I'll be aiming for, I don't know, a naked, or I was eyeing off the S1000Rs, and something that I can rip around on, nice and light, probably for my commuting and just weekend blasts. I can't fault this bike. She's a boxer, the boxer twin motors. It's in a class of its own. It's got a lot of positives I can tell you about it. Super grunty, plenty quick for normal riding or even twisties. She's perfect, but you just miss that top end screaming acceleration. You won't get that unless you go for a leader super sports, and I do miss that a little bit. But hey, let me know, what do you guys consider as well? This is another question I'm posing. Or do you consider the RT to be a great all-round bike for everything, or do you think I'm a little bit crazy for wanting a second bike to rip around on? I'll take the panniers off, and she's a little bit lighter, and carving's a little bit nicer with that less weight. You're not going to beat a naked bike. You're not going to beat like a 4-pot liter bike. What is going on here? 4-pot liter bike, maybe a naked trim for zipping around and carving up, right? There's nothing beating that. I answered another question as well. Yesterday I was riding with a friend of mine. I found out something really interesting. The RT is equipped with radar cruise control, which is what I've got on right now. It'll use the radar to distance itself. You can set the distance to follow based on a few settings. It's like close, medium and far. Here's one thing, as a rider, experiencing myself, it does slow down. So I've been riding, or had this for almost a year riding, and I've noticed it does accelerate and keep pace with the car, and it does slow down considerably. And I thought it was all engine braking. Maybe it was upping the compression, the engine braking for me whenever it takes the cars, because it actually slows down quite a bit. Confirmed, for anybody who wants to know, it does apply the brakes. Confirmed it, obviously. Worst of all, my friend was behind me, and you can see the brake lights go on. This is in cruise control. Brake lights do go on, so I confirmed it again as I went to grab the brakes under deceleration. The brakes are already loaded up, so ABS, or I wouldn't say ABS, but the braking system was already loaded, so it was applying brakes. Some of you may already know this. I didn't. They're pretty cool. And these Germans know what they're doing with these bikes, I can tell you that. It's such a hard bike to beat. Hard bike to beat. In terms of riding position, ergonomics, I think the RTs are set up beautifully. I haven't really done anything to ergonomics. This is completely stock. I actually did purchase the risers. I was just afraid I would mess up, whatever BMW have done with this. I still haven't actually put them on. In a neutral, slightly forward position, and then when you want to give it some, or you're coming down the canyon or pushing down speed, you can actually lean forward and get down behind the shield. Actually wanted to push it hard. Having risers would make the ergonomics of the shoulders a little bit worse, I think, for it. Yeah, so let me recap. So I was looking at the K1600s. So all you Beamer fans, and also the K1600 fans, I went into Bike Biz Granville when I was doing my service. So I went in there, had a quick look. Yeah, so let me recap. So I was looking at the K1600s. So all you Beamer fans, and also the K1600 fans, I went into Bike Biz Granville when I was doing my service. So I went in there, had a quick look. The K1600 looks awesome looking bike, especially the bagger K600V. It actually looks mental, and I've heard those things with new pipes, with aftermarket exhaust. The straight six, it's just an amazing sound. But it is a massive bike. I mean, even the RT on a good day is a pretty big bike. It's a big comfy bike, but the K600, boy, she's big because she's longer, and kind of put me off a little bit. And talking to a few riders, they actually have said the same thing. The K1600s are a little bit slower to turn. They're definitely heavier. They're 300 something kilos. Be giving up a little bit of the nimbleness. And if I had a K1600, I wouldn't keep the RT. The two similar touring bikes. If I could just have the bikes for the weekends, or maybe I should get a job at a bike dealer. I could be a salesperson. Yeah, so I'm kind of off the K series now. I just think it's a bit too much. I do plan to ride around Australia, maybe even doing the big lap soon, eventually. Maybe if I did that, K1600 would be a better. Would it be a better tool? Maybe, yeah. For highway riding. I did meet a fellow. He had the 1200 RT or LT, whatever he had the previous gen. He said he got 400,000 out of it, and then he sold it. That's a lot of kilometers to do on a bike, and he did say he had to replace the clutch a couple of times, things like that. He wasn't too keen on it, on the Beamer after that. I mean, by 400,000 kilometers is a lot. You'd think you'd go through some clutches, and also, how do you ride it? I mean, I've had some Super Sports. I've ridden the crap out of them, and I've abused them, and I never had a clutch fail. I wouldn't say abuse them, but I ride them pretty rough. Never had a clutch fail. So maybe I'm lucky, or maybe it's a rider. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, I think, unless you ride a Ducati, your bike should last. Anyway, that's the age-old question. What do you guys think? Who makes the most reliable bikes? Do you think the Europeans make great bikes, reliable bikes, or do you think the Japanese have had it, or gotten it for a while? Leave your comments down below, friends. Yeah, and the temperature's gotten warm quite a bit. Even the air feels warmer. But that's okay, because we are riding. I think any day you can ride is a good day. Is that what Nothing to Prove says? Is that what you say, mate? But yes, but he's right. He's absolutely right. Yeah, as long as you get out there and enjoy it. So I think I saw him the other day. I don't know what he's advertising. I'll have to look through the footage. But everyone's doing their job. Make it a buck. Nothing wrong with that. Now I am heading towards Jamison Park, so that's where I'm supposed to meet my buddy Chris on the old trike, the old Can-Am Riker. At least it's not too stonking hot yet. So we were pretty much here yesterday, and it was around about 40 degrees. Let's go. We're in Jamison Town. She looked like that. I forgot her name now. How dare you? What's her name? Oh, I fucking forgot. Fucking Laura Croft. I don't know what her name was. The climate change girl. How dare you take away? Probably some of my viewers, some of my watchers of my old 5 of you probably know where I am. Heading towards Jamison Park. That used to be an actual RTA. Skirt, skirt, skirt. Just turning on the brakes. Had a friend as well. I think his dad used to own a takeaway shop here somewhere. I don't know if they're still there. Maybe. Haven't been here in a while. Good old Jamison Park. Or Jamo, I used to call it. I used to walk through to get to and from school. Oh, did I? Oh yeah, I did. So I used to, hey, there you go. Chris is on the old Cardo. Hey. Yeah. Yeah, it automatically meshes, mate. The old Cardo. You know, I'm just... No, I was just vlogging. So, and here's my friend Chris on the old Can-Am Riker. Give us a wave, Chris. Give us a wave, buddy. Oh, give us a wave. That's what I said. Anyway, look, signing off the vlog. Yeah. Anyway, look, signing off the vlog. Catch you guys later. Oh. I was vlogging. No, oh shit.